Hey, Osama. Hey, can you hear me? Excellent. Hey, thanks for taking time and jumping on like sort of last minute. I think Michelle was coordinating stuff like at last minute, so appreciate taking the time. Yes, no worries, no worries. You're in Seattle, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, the same time. Cool. We wanted to basically. It looks like you talked to a bunch of folks, like Felix and Vitaly and Brandon and Tim and stuff, right? So they all very positive kind of feedback like that, as you're aware. So I think this discussion is really good for you to learn about kind of the area that. So I think you talked to the folks you talked to were all kind of the different teams, all the suppliers,
We gotta invest in AI.
basically like
We got like
when you're
20
telling
services to
about
pay for. Let's use our natural intelligence and research first.
and then kind of yeah, just let you see if you have any questions. Okay, cool. So let's just start with the intro, right? So yes, my name is Omar. Before that, I was mostly kind of in the world of distributed systems and databases. A lot of time at Microsoft, SQL Server, data warehouse products, and then also did like a couple years in distributed database engine startup. So that's a nice background. Um, and then for the last year or so, I've been leading the team for the supply organization. And then to give you like maybe like 30-second context on what it is. So basically there's this ecosystem of brokers or aka sellers who obtain inventory from like just a bunch of different venues, right? And they want to basically go and reach out to different channels, basically across different marketplaces to sell their inventory, right? And that's actually like a really big part of this whole ticketing ecosystem, right? So it's not just the fan sellers or bidding directly, or like Ticketmaster Prime directly selling. It's this whole ecosystem that exists these sellers, right? And so they need a system that can manage inventory, can broadcast inventory to a bunch of different marketplaces. So like StepUp.com is like one marketplace, but it's actually like a dozen marketplaces out there. You can imagine like when a sale happens at one marketplace, you want to take it off the other marketplace, so you don't get to a double sale scenario, right? So the whole like when a sale happens, how do you like allocate tickets to the sale? How do you fulfill the sale? How do you manage that whole flow? Things like pricing. So for these the large brokers who might have like hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue, like or sales, sell volume per year, it's like they sell lots, like a lot of inventory. It's like typically they help with just like how do you price inventory? Like how do I know like what's a comparable price? Like what's the demand for this thing? So typically like tools like pricing tools and stuff is the thing they need, right? And things like insights into how their business is doing, like they understand all kinds of like general consumer reports and like that. So basically like think about it, it's like a system that basically these folks basically run their business, day-to-day business on the service. So that's the service we're building. It's an enterprise grade service, and it's unique in StepUp because a lot of the other areas are like B2C focused, whereas this is an area that's like B2B focused, right? Like our customers are basically these professional sellers, and like for them, table stakes include like data has to be correct, like uptime, scalability, performance. We're building a microservice multi-tenant system. Like if somebody does something crazy, if one cell does something crazy, that should not affect other cells in the system, right? So like an isolation between these cells. Right? So these are all kind of just table stakes for the now, maybe a little bit over a year ago. And really the focus at that point was just building just some critical mass of features to get the first seller on the system, right? Uh, um, since then, one of the big focus has been, we went from 0 to 1, I think we want how do you sort of scale this system? Just for like a bunch of, just a data volume, just volume cells and like basically make sure it can scale horizontally, make sure efficiently data properly, make sure it's moves in iteration. Because the first version was like almost like an MVP, and it was like there's just features there, but there were like these design gaps, architectural gaps, just like how do you actually scale this thing with quantum algorithm, right? So we've spent quite a bit of time in the last 6 months where the place now where all those main things have been addressed, right? Well, it's very good reliability and stability for all kind of stuff, despite having like significantly more volume. There's still work to do in this space, but I think right now, like the main focus, actually like probably there's a couple areas, right? One is we want to continue improving on just the platform layer, right? Scalability, performance, and resiliency. Another focus is starting to basically go down the long path of medium and smaller scales. Because really what we've done after so far is and like we have this like champagne problem, kind of good call it, where it's like a lot of people want to get into the system. Because what's out there is like very legacy stuff. It's not like a tech first company. It's like stuff that's almost like Excel. Like it's just like ancient technology, right? So that's like what's out there, and so people want to get on this thing with it. But right now we want to start to go for like the medium and smaller sellers, which means like things like basically like automating the going away from like this white glove support to like self-service for these guys, right? Because you can't scale if you have like high touch, right? Making this more intuitive. So there's a whole bunch of work around like this go-to-market focus. We want to make this more intuitive so we can actually get and simplify the system too. So we can actually try to like these longer the long tail stuff. Sellers. That's like one area. Another area is now that we have a significant volume on the system, we want to start to provide value-added services for these sellers, right? And so there's very interesting things that we're just scratching the surface. There are very interesting things we can do because we also have the marketplace stuff up, right? So you can imagine, for example, like you can have you can basically show a seller like a heat map of like an event. Like imagine like the venue of like a concert, and you can show a heat map of like, hey, these are the most recent transactions and where were they purchased and what. And that's input for these guys to understand like here are events that I can discover and inventory should probably go out and purchase, right? Because these are because these are high value right? So these are all insights that we get from the marketplace. That's very valuable for these kinds of right? Another example is I mentioned like the pricing component. So we have like a very simple dollar price, right? So dollar pricing tools like say, okay, like I wanna define basically here it's like a rule based system. You say here's how I want to compare my inventory to like nearby inventory. And we have some model of like some quality of like seed quality and stuff like that. And based on some rules, you can outprice inventory for you, right? We can actually imagine going much further than that with data and actually start to think about demand forecasts, right? Like if I know what buyers are looking at, if I know what's in their shopping cart, if I know what are popular events, popular artists, like these are the signals that you can tap into, that you can actually start to build a demand forecast model for different events and get like a much more future pricing models, right? Like time to as the event, as you're nearing the event, that's the price change. So that's another example of an area like significantly provide some really interesting insights that we haven't, we haven't really. So anyway, so this is one area which is just platform is one area that I think we do pretty well on continuing investment. Just the go-to-market, which is getting the system quite simplified from a user perspective to go after the small guys. And then the area where we see that the next growth, significant growth, is to start to provide these value-added services, but this data intelligence actually grows couple market share by providing these things for the users. So that's the area that we're hiring an engineering manager for. So it's kind of like a anyway. I'll stop there. There's many examples I can sort of talk about, but let me maybe stop there and see if you have questions. Yeah. I need to update the job description because it's a little bit outdated. So that's the thing, right? It's really pricing is part of it, but the focus is actually it's going to be a little less about pricing specifically. I mean that's one scenario we can do, but it's really more about I should probably describe another very interesting scenario. One of the first things we're starting to tackle this now in this quarter. We're just starting to tackle. We're actually just starting to make 2 weeks of tackle this. Is if like I mentioned, the scenario of like you have inventory in our system, we publish this inventory, broadcast it to the marketplaces, right? And then like let's say a sale happens in the marketplace. You have to have some service that listens to the fact that a sale happened on StepUp.com or SeatGeek. Yeah. Good. Yes. Yeah, so let me describe it. So basically, like our users, our customers, are these sellers, right? They bring the inventory to our system. We manage inventory. They use our service to manage inventory. The endpoint that the inventory published are actually marketplace. StepUp.com is a marketplace, right? StepUp.com is a marketplace. A fan seller can go up there, seller tickets, a buyer can go up there, look for inventory tools, right? That's the marketplace. And there's like there's a bunch of different marketplaces. Does that make sense? So we don't sell. We basically run, right? So imagine it's the same thing as like you might have like you're supplier of widgets. You have like an eBay store one, and you have like Amazon store. Although in this case, maybe it's not the right analogy because, but it's like Amazon on time. So very good question. So basically, from our perspective, we could call this POS system. All the marketplaces are just so there's API, make it out. They provide, and we screen through their those providing their those provide UI experience. So basically, we use the will broadcast to versus now, yeah. Yeah. No. If I'm not, if it's right, MLS higher than I actually get, and the inventory is not or we listen to the fact that only it's like both mechanisms, right? And this is we have a little right? Where we get notification that hey, on this marketplace, this is it. Right? For the call so firing behind the scenes, like you can feel all that stuff quite now, the interesting thing that I might mention with this on this direction so there happens to also be third-party processors whose only job is to provide these data pipelines between POS system like ours and these marketplaces. So there's like this there's this aggregators are a little bit different. There's consolidators and stuff like that, but all these guys do.
I strip in the
Services that all these guys do is like the POS system talks to this layer, this third-party service, and this third-party service talks to the system. Okay, the system exists this way. These are the values that no matter what marketplace with let's say maybe let's that primary equals taking that. Say, okay, I'm gonna go try to stick it already to like a barcode and use it, right? And so there's a whole
and when you're talking about your health
that
and
makes
well-being,
right? So one of the things that so I mentioned this third-party processor. We also have native developers. Which is basically the ability to do this kind of flow without relying on third parties. Right? Today, our system, our native integration with that is 3D compared to what's out of the third party. One of the things we want to do is one of the things that I think to do what your definitions to do is actually provide much better services to our own market. They can step up, which is our own market.
I've got a fun unboxing
We
video
have much
today
low
from
latency.
Tomcat Muscular.
So we can do basically there's several different things that we can do to just people performance rather than good for this is one of the areas that we tackle
I noticed things
for now.
changed.
Is
Brestry gave me better breathing starting within 5
one of
minutes.
the areas that
It also reduced flare-ups.
yeah.
Brestry may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor.
No.
for
So
chest pain,
we
mouth or tongue swelling,
we still
problems urinating,
we don't want
changes,
to
or eye pain.
we don't
Ask your
want to
doctor about Brestry.
because we want to allow the brokers to actually to sell it as a different marketplaces. That's the value that the service provides to brokers. Like if we say, hey, it's only exclusive to StubHub, like they probably would be like, that's not a good thing value for them because they want to be able to sell it across different marketplaces. But what we could do, for example, is if we have this like event discovery.
If we aren't proud of the craftsmanship
use case where we can
and
show
level
you
of detail that come
StubHub,
in every
like,
pair
real-time
of Warby Parker glasses,
view of like which of the popular
we probably wouldn't show you how
seats
they're
within the
made,
venue for an event,
including
right?
this part,
As an
which is our
example.
favorite.
There's a bunch of
Wow.
additional services we can actually provide
And this is also
for the
great.
sellers.
For every pair of
based on
glasses or
StubHub data.
sunglasses sold,
So
a
you
pair
can
of glasses
imagine
is
we can
distributed
actually
to someone in need. Try
like
5
if social identify that the sellers like want to utilize. You can imagine
Fillers are a great
them
way
paying
to
us
look
by
natural
saying,
and set
okay,
the
well,
cloth
well,
back.
actually, maybe we'll
There
price
are
it
many
for you a little
fillers
bit
that
cheaper
are
on StubHub
available for
versus
patients these days.
So
Some
we
can last
it's
up to
like-
5 years.
That's a way
In
we
the
can
right
actually
hands,
sell this
you can
better.
achieve great natural results using
Or
fillers
like lower
for
latency.
contouring,
Yeah, or
for
like
regaining
yeah,
the
yeah.
volume you have
And
lost,
so, for example,
for
we already
enhancing your
see that
cheekbones.
just by bringing the sellers on board our POS, we actually get significant market share accretion for StubHub. If we add these other services, we actually believe we can significantly grow that market share accretion for StubHub, right? By providing these. So that's one of the areas. This is the basic initial business that that Ian is describing is very kind of in a nutshell. Yeah. So equals average pricing portion. I don't know what extent we're going to invest in dynamic pricing now or the next quarter. Because I think this other area that I mentioned, like the data processing, is more strategic. Right? Another area to think is, for example, lots of marketplaces have pretty much all the marketplaces have like emotional responsibility, right? Like eBay, Uber Eats, blah blah. Like they all have like notion of like I can somehow I can make some ad budget and I want to basically promote my listings like a sponsor listing, right? To show prominently to the end user on the marketplace, right? That's something we may also like this. We may also invest in, and this would be out of this area as well. This is another sort of benefit of initiative that would fall under this area. So the idea there would be like, maybe a seller would have some ad budget and say, okay, for the next 2 weeks I want to like $400 on promoting like my inventory, right? And the way this would show is like, it's just promoted to the top of the listing when you buyer goes to club.com. But it has to be done in a way that like doesn't that is neutral in terms of like the buyers like GMS. Like we don't like show crappy things that deter buyers from like why are you showing me this ticket for price or whatever it is. Like you want to show inventory that's interchangeable with other inventory, right? So they should have all the inventory that shows to the buyers, but also something that sells something to the table. Right? So it's like we don't know what's the right volume that we need to figure out. Like what's my product market fit. But anyway, just to give you a flavor, like a couple things that that would come out of this area. No, there's no take rate. So we're not we're actually not charging we're not charging the sellers at all to use this service. The POS service. Yeah, completely free. Because it's the reason why it's free is because we already see significant increase in market share on StubHub market share by folks who are on our POS. Okay? And with these initiatives I described, we expect that to grow even more. Right? So for us, the value because we believe when we see this in data, it's like the more sellers are on our POS, the larger the market share accretion is for StubHub. And so that's sort of it's basically market share growth for all of StubHub is what we're driving. So we don't need to the goal we don't need to go charge sellers for the use of it. So even like other price like other competing systems charge for some of these other prices, we don't need to. But I guess with some of these additional services, like for example this events budgeting that I mentioned, the way we promote folks to use this is to say low price versus other markets. And that's naturally going to increase market share because typically buyers want to for the same inventory. Typically they want to buy. It's basically a price advantage, right? So that's kind of the. Well, yeah. I mean, the answer is there is a 15% or 20%, whatever the percent that we charge the buyer, right? Like all marketplaces have some portion they charge the buyer, right? That's it. Like you increase market share, you increase, basically the more people buy from StubHub, like the larger the The takeaway is generally the buyer, right? That's generally true, I think. I mean, like, not just that, but current team size of engineers is probably maybe like 15 or so, something like that. There's also that is the stuff folks that are on the core kind of supply areas. There's a separate team for the platform, the supply platform area that I mentioned. So let's say that's another maybe 8 people. And so then within the core supply team, we're starting now. We're sitting this team now that's going to drive this area with it's going to be like five folks as starting, and then we know we have open recs, like we're going to grow that team, like we're actively aggressively hiring because we know there we go. But we're and then the rest of the team, there's like a couple more like full stack folks. We're also hiring at Open. I want to practice Probably. That's fair. This is probably next quarter. Though it primarily is C sharp, although nothing is like it's a strong C sharp. Not you know, I mean, nothing prevents us from whatever is best. But really, right now it's like C sharp. Professional, well, to begin a base, we're using SQL Server, moving Postgres. We want to get to a model where it's like Southern Convert database, partition transfer, with Postgres, maybe native SQL kind of solution. But we're not there yet. Like right now, it's like warehouse is like primarily on AWS. Right now, a lot of students are actually VMs, like so they're not like that, but you know, when you put the VM, we went with that in model, right? You can actually get a much better. That's something that like we're supposed to slowly move into. Yeah. But that's something we need to continue. We want to move to right, have much more dynamic even in some cases like more like Azure Lambda kind of functional like for some of these things we can actually spin up and spin out some yeah, press serverless for some scenarios. What else? Yeah, I mean GitHub kind of file repos for source control, right? What else? So yeah, so for the supply stuff, we don't need PCs. I think there's some stuff probably brand scenario for maybe some maybe there's some PC, I don't know, but probably like the full. Well, we for the supply org, we don't run MacBooks. We deploy stuff. There's no like we don't need PCs, but we do have because C# it is like .NET Core. So it's like the .NET Core one. That's what this Linux and Mac and we don't have any concrete plans like right now to migrate away from that because well right now it's okay in terms of like performance. Like we do see for some that's for example like typically you know if you have a high data volume then you have you get like GC cooking in, right? Creating a lot of your stuff, right? That's not for us right now a huge concern. That's a concern more when we have like VMs where we sort of create memory limits and GC has kicking a lot. Then we see that pop up. But so it's like okay right now. But that said, we'll use whatever's the best technology for to get the job done, right? Like for example, for the I mentioned this we're sort of gathering this about this area. For that one, you need to build like a real-time bid arrangement where you basically say, hey, you know, for this set of sellers who say who have inventory that I want to participate in this auction. I'm talking about like a back-end bidder, right? Like basically, you want to basically you know have some models, some algorithm to go and and run real time bidding, and basically it's usually like the second you pick the second winner, and that's the price of whoever actually wins, right? This book system, like that one needs to be pretty fast because basically when I render the sponsor listing on the website, when the viewer buyer goes and looks at that event, right? So you have like maybe 20 milliseconds, 30 milliseconds to go and run the bid, run the auction, and display the result. Who won the sponsor listing, right? Among the sellers who participated. So like for example, that scenario, that's a typical sponsor listing display ad, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know yet. Maybe that one is a candidate for us to go something like Rust, right? I mean, that'd be pretty interesting because then it's like just performance wise, you probably have the time for that. Right? But anyway, TBD. The point is, I think it's up to us to figure out like what's the best fit for the job. But historically, it's been C# done that. Right, there's nothing specific on it right now. We'll do it as part of like probably a specific reason to go do it, right? There's not like we'll feel like, hey, let's just go migrate. Yeah. We have like it's a microservice kind of oriented architecture. It's a multi-tenant system. Multi-tenant because every service could be logically completely independent of any other seller, right? But of course, you can't run full stack for your seller. So it's a multi-tenant system, event-driven system as well, right? Yeah. We have so most of the engineers in the world are located in Orange. We also have a few in New York, and currently all the product folks are actually in New York. So that's our distribution team. So for this area specifically, we will have with the team we're bootstrapping for this area, we'll have like a couple folks. There's gonna be 2 folks in New York and there's some folks, like 3 folks. Good question. That's a good question. No, I think like all else being equal, like ideally you want to co-locate folks, right? But we've upgraded this way. It's working pretty well. Like I think we've had folks on the same team from across like New York and West Coast, East West Coast. That's working pretty well. And also the PMs are right. So it's every meeting is a good meeting. I'm used to. So I think it's been working pretty well. Like over time, like for example, I should also mention that probably one person in this staff will also be in Seattle. Over time, more like a new hire that's probably over a few months probably will join, and that person's going to be like actually it's going to be that person is in Seattle. Maybe over time I could see like building critical mass in Seattle and having like once there's enough folks there, I could see that being the focus of like an area, like this area could be driven by that, right? So pretty open. Otherwise. But yeah, it'll take time, right? It'll take time to crack Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Like right now, as a company, we've started to hire in Seattle, for example, right? And once like right now, it's like folks are just remote, and once it's critical mass, probably be some opportunity to go up and probably build like some WeWork or something like that. Once it's Oh no. Yeah. That's a good question. So I think it's maybe I would say three areas. I would say I don't know, like one is just like kind of a grateful manager, right? Kind of growing folks in the team, making sure folks are working on areas interesting to them, that they're growing in terms of like their career, for everybody in the team, like just the just strong kind of people management aspect is just a core part of this role, the junior manager role, right? Not too controversial. And then I think another aspect for this is I think somebody who can really work as a peer to the business and product to deeply understand, like somebody deeply understand what we can try to go after from and help influence and guide that, right? Like it's not somebody who's just gonna over this mission is like one PM or the business lead is just completely define everything and here we go, like build. I think it's going to be like a very exchange of like defining the strategy, defining what the area I mentioned is like just those questions sort of us. We firmly believe there's a huge opportunity ahead of us by attacking these things to really try to increase market share for the company. And so that is I think somebody who can build deep business context and really kind of partner closely with the business and marketing. So that's the second area I would say. By the way, I'm not, you can go look at StubHub, the whole, there's, we just IPO, there's a whole bunch of material around that part of the launch and stuff. One of the big growth levers for over the next few years is going to be what's called direct issuance. Direct issuance is I don't know if you've heard about it, but we're not replacing, the goal is not to be the primary, like be the exclusive place for somebody to buy tickets. It's allowing the content right holders, the people who hold the content rights, to also use whatever, like Ticketmaster, whatever else that you're using today, but also be able to freely publish their inventory on stuff, right? That's the market space, right? So, that's a huge, that market, it expands from the secondary marketplace, which is I don't know, like maybe $20 million to like $100 something million, like this whole area. So that's like a big, over the next few years, that's like one significant growth leverage for the company. You can imagine like, so we already have deals with like sports teams and all that kind of stuff to like, basically publish tickets and all that kind of stuff on stuff out there, right? Directly from the content writer, the baseball team who owns the content, who owns those tickets, right? And so we're already expanding that, just other sports, all kinds of stuff, concerts, all that, right? The team who's driving the DI initiative is actually leveraging the POS as a core technology to drive as the core engine for that. Because our core engine already understands how to go publish the content, the fulfillment, all that kind of stuff. So it's not a mention about the native technology, the native integration, the native processing technology that we're building now is a key driver for this. So that like it's not just for the seller of it, it's also for this particular thing that we're building. So it's not a critical thing that this area, the engineering management is very you understand? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's pretty foundational. But just sorry. Let me just like unwind the stats. So just I think the third area for me in this role, like you mentioned, it is somebody who's but like somebody like I don't expect like you know, I think people running code and stuff like that, but somebody can participate in working long being able to understand like what are we building, understand the architecture, being able to make critical judgment and decisions, right? And that's going to be the role, right? But I think it's somebody in this role would have to be pretty strong to look back at systems. Yeah, like again, not running code, but understanding the core architecture, understanding like be able to apply input and you know design. I think especially by example, you know, touching things, good like maybe it's yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I just think yeah, yeah. Okay, sounds good. Awesome. Yeah, good time and stay late and yeah, appreciate it. Okay, you guys well. Okay, goodbye. Okay. Hey, anyone?
314516666. Three, 1, 4.
Even. Do you want the pierogi? Oh no, you want the leftover stuff, right? I mean the noodles, right?
What? What? Hi. Huh? I don't know. 50 pounds.
Are you live?
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Okay.
Bro, can they hear me?
Huh?
You want the, give it response?
No.
You want a hug?
No.
Bro, I can hear you. Don't talk right now, bro. Okay, let's go.
No.
Bro, I can hear you say no.
Yes. I just lost all my stuff because Minecraft commands are stupid.
Which of those?
All my stuff. All of it. Because the stupid teleport command keeps teleporting me away like 5,000 blocks away from spawn. And I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything.
Is it broken?
Yeah, and I'm never gonna get my stuff back. This server freaking sucks. I fucking freaking hate this. No. No! God! They're gonna despawn! They're gonna despawn! It's too late.